According to a global survey from 2013, 48% of all respondents claim to be unhappy with their current jobs. That's a staggering figure considering that work dominates the majority of our daily lives. This also means that there's a good chance that you may fall within this statistic. So what are the reasons behind this discontentment? You might think the blame lies with your attitude and frame of mind. After all, it seems like the most successful and wealthiest people in the world appear to have been self-made. Just maybe, if you keep patient and work hard enough while visualizing your future successes, you might end up being one of them. Yeah, don't believe that nonsense. First of all, if you plan on getting richer, you'll be much better off starting your career as an already rich, white, male, born in one of these countries. Now, if you don't fall in this category, there's no point chastising yourself for things that may be beyond your control. Because according to a 19th century German philosopher, sociologist, economist, historian, and political theorist, there's a rather big elephant in the room that we need to talk about: capitalism. Up to this day, Karl Marx remains a contentious figure in many social spheres. Some people love him, some hate him, but in any case, he has become one of the most influential thinkers in recent history and has had a profound impact on the way we as a society view both our economic system and existing labor conditions. Income inequality, economic instability, monopoly power, environmental degradation, immobility, and greed are some of the many pressing issues that we face in our capitalist societies. And while these items each deserve their own discussion, a topic of importance that often goes neglected, but is the cause of so much distress in our present-day lives, is the problem of alienation. According to Marx and his theory of alienation, in a capitalist mode of production, it is inevitable that the worker becomes estranged from their own self. In other words, they witness a loss of humanity. This is because the worker loses their right to self-determination when engaged in work directed by the capitalist owner. Their time is spent on labor that is external to themselves and does not belong to their essential being. In Marx's opinion, this type of labor is clearly forced because the worker has no choice but to obtain wages in order to satisfy external needs such as food and clothing. The work itself does not satisfy any direct needs. As a result, by denying their true self, the worker remains unhappy and dissatisfied. They will not be able to freely develop their mental or physical energy and will gradually watch both deteriorate with time. Marx poses a dilemma that has no easy answer. In our ever-increasing entrenchment with capitalism, we find ourselves slaves to jobs we don't necessarily like, because we merely have no choice. Job satisfaction loses its importance when we are already struggling to meet our basic needs. But for those who are privileged enough, perhaps there are some alternatives. If there's one thing that we can take away from Marx's insights, it's that we're discontent with selling our time to those who reap far greater benefits from our contributions. And big corporations, though small in number, are responsible for employing more than half of the private sector workforce. Now, while this is based on data collected in the USA, multinationals are very much in abundance around the world. A solution to the distressing nature of alienation could possibly be found in entrepreneurship. According to a global survey, it was found that those who open up their businesses rated their well-being higher than those who didn't. The most plausible reasons for this point to the greater control and autonomy entrepreneurs enjoy. Additionally, they get to derive the full benefits of their own labor, while the work they engage in is frequently close to their ideals. However, the entrepreneurial route comes with its own share of drawbacks. Long work hours and financial instability are some of the many risks one will have to face along this somewhat lonely road. In any case, we need to recognize that our work in a capitalist economy is often a means to an end. The best we can do is to immerse ourselves in activities that we enjoy outside of our work and explore options where we can pursue a more meaningful career. Nonetheless, with an ever-increasing growth in job dissatisfaction, maybe it's time we take a cue from Marx and begin to rethink our current relationship with work, or maybe even with a highly flawed economic system.